Throughout history, the clash of armies has shaped the destiny of nations. Some battles were fought for survival, others for power, and a few changed the course of the entire world. From the courage of 300 Spartans at Thermopylae to the brutal winter streets of Stalingrad, these are not just battles, they are turning points in human history. Today, we count down the top 5 battles that changed the world. The number 1 is the Battle of Marathon, 490 BC. Around 490 BC, the mighty Persian Empire, led by King Darius I, had already conquered much of Asia. Their next goal was to expand westward into Greece, a land of small but fiercely independent city-states. Athens had openly supported a revolt against Persian rule in Ionia, modern-day Turkey, which angered Darius. To punish Athens and bring Greece under Persian control, he launched a massive invasion. The Persian army, numbering around 25,000 soldiers, landed on the plains of Marathon, just 26 miles, 42 kilometers, northeast of Athens. The Athenians, although much smaller in number, about 10,000 soldiers, stood ready to defend their homeland. They were joined by 1,000 Plataeans, allies of Athens. The Greeks had no cavalry and no archers like the Persians, but they had something else, heavily armed soldiers called hoplites, fighting in tight formations known as the phalanx. The Athenians took a daring gamble. Instead of waiting, they charged at the Persians, running across the plain. This sudden attack shocked the Persians, who expected the Greeks to stay defensive. The phalanx formation allowed Greek soldiers to fight as one solid wall, shields overlapping, spears striking forward. The Persians were overwhelmed. Their center broke, and thousands were killed as they fled back to their ships. The Greeks won a stunning victory. Only about 192 Athenians died, compared to nearly 6,400 Persians. This battle proved that the Persians could be defeated, and it gave Athens immense pride and confidence. It also marked the beginning of the long Greco-Persian Wars, where small Greek states would repeatedly challenge one of the largest empires in history. According to legend, after the battle, a Greek messenger named Phidippides ran from the battlefield at Marathon to Athens, about 26 miles, to deliver the news of victory. He shouted, "We have won," and then collapsed from exhaustion. This story later inspired the modern Olympic event, the marathon race. Backhand index pointing right. So, the Battle of Marathon was not just a fight, it became a symbol of courage, unity, and the defense of freedom against overwhelming odds. The number 2 is the Battle of Thermopylae, 480 BC. 10 years after their defeat at Marathon, the Persians were back, this time under King Xerxes I, son of Darius. He assembled a gigantic army, said to be over 200,000 soldiers, some sources claim even more. Their goal: conquer all of Greece once and for all. The Greek city-states, realizing the danger, formed an alliance. But they were still far smaller compared to the Persians. To stop Xerxes' advance, the Greeks chose to defend a narrow mountain pass called Thermopylae, known as the Hot Gates. This location was perfect. It was so narrow that only a few soldiers could fight at once, making Persian numbers less effective. Leading the Greek forces was King Leonidas I of Sparta, who brought 300 elite Spartan warriors. Alongside them were about 7,000 soldiers from other Greek states. The Spartans were legendary for their discipline, strength, and fearlessness. They believed it was better to die with honor than to surrender. For 2 days, the Greeks held off wave after wave of Persian attacks. The Persians tried to break through, but the Spartan-led phalanx was too strong. Even Xerxes' elite troops, the Immortals, failed to push the Greeks back. On the 3rd day, however, a Greek traitor named Ephialtes revealed a secret mountain path to the Persians. This allowed them to circle around and attack the Greeks from behind. Realizing they were surrounded, most of the Greek forces withdrew, but Leonidas and his 300 Spartans stayed behind with a few hundred allies. They fought to the last man, refusing to surrender. Leonidas himself was killed, but the sacrifice of the Spartans became legendary. Although the Persians won the battle, the stand at Thermopylae inspired all of Greece. The Spartans' sacrifice gave the Greek states time to prepare for future battles. Soon after, Greece struck back at the Battle of Salamis and later at Plataea, ultimately defeating Persia's invasion. The Battle of Thermopylae became a timeless symbol of courage, sacrifice, and fighting for freedom against impossible odds. The story of the 300 Spartans has been retold for centuries, showing how bravery can inspire nations even in defeat. Backhand index pointing right. So while the Persians won militarily, the Spartans and Greeks won immortality in history. Crossed Swords history doesn't end here. Join us in part 2 for the next legendary clash.